Silvia, welcome back to my channel. So, how do I explain this? So this is the second time that I'm filming the intro to this video because this was supposed to be a tarot and oracle decks haul. So I had, I believe, four new decks that I wanted to unbox with you guys and show you my first impressions. And because out of these four decks, three of them are, let's say, Halloween related, so spooky dark decks, actually really beautiful decks, but one is not. I thought to myself, I'm just gonna start with the one that is not necessarily Halloween related, and then we're moving on to the other decks with, you know, already thinking, yeah, it's gonna be okay, the first one I'm gonna like it, but you know, I was really looking forward to the last three, and then something happened. And I just realized that I honestly couldn't film, I could not unbox any other decks, at least not today. Because the first deck, the one that was not, and it is not related to Halloween, you can use it anytime, but it's not, you know, it's not a dark deck, just had such an impact on me that I wanted to stay with the feelings that it made me feel for a while longer. I didn't want to move to something different, something else. And so I don't know if I can say that this is my soul deck, but it really feels like it. You guys know that my soul deck number one is the Savvy Soul Tarot by Julie Whitelish, and that would never become number two, but it is true that I do evolve, you know, with time. And there's so many new decks that came in after the Savvy Soul Tarot. And I cannot deny that every now and then I wish I was able to feel the same way as I did when I first unboxed the Savvy Soul Tarot. And I think that my wish was granted today because I'm currently feeling in such an amazing way, and I really don't want it to stop. And so this video is just about this deck, and I promise the intro is already 3 minutes long, so apologies for that. I will get right into it, but just for you to know that, yeah, I had to stop filming the whole video, and I stopped at that deck. So at the beginning of the video it feels, I would say, oh, by the way, let's start with this deck, and then there's no other deck. So it's because it wasn't meant to be a one deck only kind of video. But it kind of, you know, when a deck gives me these feelings, I have to acknowledge them, because this is all about being a collector, and I feel like I'm a collector and a tarot reader and then a tarot tuber. And the tarot tuber in me was like, no, this is a haul, you have to film the unboxing of the other videos. And then I thought to myself, says who? Why would I do that? This is a deck that made me feel something. So here we are. Let's have a look. Okay, so we're going to start with this deck, which is not a deck that I would normally acquire this time of the year. I really make it a rule to only buy decks that are in theme with Halloween, and so they're darker, you know, skeleton decks, skull decks, dark decks, etc. This isn't, but I was really worried that it was gonna go sold out, and so I just decided to buy it. So I bought it from Tevada, which is a company based in Southeast Asia that really promotes local artists And so just to give you a couple of examples, it's a company that will resell decks such as the Luna Lapin, the Stray Cat Tarot, let's say, and other decks such as those ones. You know, I don't have many of those decks. I did recently buy another one, and this one. The other one hasn't been delivered yet, hasn't been shipped out yet, so I'm kind of not happy about it. But let's have a look at this deck, and then we'll move on to the other Halloween kind of deck. So this is called the Manga Tarot. So let me just zoom in because we want to see the cards. Obviously, we also want to see all the skeletons and the skulls and the pumpkins that I've got, which I really like. But we're here for the cards, let's be honest. So it's called the Manga Tarot. And the creators are Siam Oracle and Gawain Sat. And the publishing company is Nimit Publishing. And it says here it's a 90 card tarot deck. So I'm really curious to see if these 12 additional cards are cards that are just alternative, you know, like the Lover's card sometimes can come in 3 or 4 different cards, or maybe also the Death card, or maybe sometimes, I don't know, the Judgment card, you name it. So maybe they are alternative cards, but it could also be that they are additional cards. Sometimes they just go on with the major arcanas, or it could also be, if we're lucky, that would be my wish, but it's okay if it's not. I always love, like in the Luna Lapin, for example, tarot, the one with the rabbit, there's, I believe, also 90 cards, because there's 12 cards that are basically oracle cards. So I'm kind of hoping that this is the case. And then, yeah, it's a manga. It's a manga. Although I have to say, it's a modern manga. Let me just think. Could I give you an example? You guys know, okay, if you watched, I posted a video from Japan. If you know, and if you are one of my friends on Facebook, you would have seen I have a passion for manga and anime. I grew up in Italy. And in Italy, we just imported all of the animes. There's no two ways around that. Our parents just sit us down in front of a TV and they say, you stay quiet, you watch your TV for 5-6 hours every day. No, I'm exaggerating, but it felt like it was probably more like half an hour. And you watch all of these anime. We used to call them cartoons, animated cartoons. And we just fell in love, and I just literally grew up with Japanese anime. So I really, and manga is obviously, so anime is the animated ones obviously, and manga is the magazine ones. And so I went to the Kyoto Manga and Anime Museum, and I just lost my mind. I lost it. I lost it more than once, to the point my husband was looking at me like, I don't know her. I don't know her. I don't know who she is. I mean, it's not related to me. I could find about 12 of all of the animes that I used to watch. Captain Tsubasa, that was Holly and Benji. If you're Italian, Holly and Benji. Mila and Shiro, the volleyball girl. Oh my god, Jenny and tennis. You know, Jenny, that was the tennis girl. And then there were Captain Harlock. Who else? Oh gosh. The Future Boy. Conan the Future Boy. That one made me laugh and cry all the time. I was like, it was an escapism. Okay, it was an escapism for me. So that is one of the reasons why I love manga so much, and anime. And when I saw this, it just reminded me a lot of, you know, I kind of divide manga into categories. So one is the Sailor Moon one, in which every single female character, and sometimes also male characters, are super duper gorgeous and they look like Sailor Moon. And the ones before Sailor Moon, in which they actually look like normal people. And so this one is more like the pre-Sailor Moon, if that makes sense. but you can see it already. So let me just open it up because I've been blabbering enough. So let's just open this up. So just give me a second. Okay, by the way, I didn't even realize, and I don't know if I can show you, but these are actually, is it called foil if it's not gold or nor you know, silver nor anything? I think it is still called foil. I don't know if I can show you, but basically this is satin-like and this is really glossy, like the images are really glossy, and also the title, manga, etc. So that's already something really cool. And it's a wraparound magnetic box, but let me just quickly read what it says at the back here. Discover a unique blend of traditional tarot and modern storytelling through stunning manga style illustrations. 90 cards for the bilingual manual in Thai and English. Created by Siam Oracle, illustrated by Gawin Sat. Nimit, published in Thailand. That's it. Okay, let's get into it. I'm gonna be rather quick if I can, because then we have the other 3 decks. So we have an example of the structure of the cards already here. Unlock new stories with the wisdom of traditional tarot. So this is the structure of the cards. So it really looks like a page from a manga magazine with, you know, like 4 or 5 squares, and in these squares there's the progression. You can read the story with the progression. Sometimes there's the balloon with the words spoken, etc. So I thought it was really cool that they incorporated these page-like scenes into the cards. And so it was saying that it came with the bilingual manual, so you got it in English here, and if you turn it upside down you got the Thai version. So I'm expecting it to be oh no, it goes, yeah, okay, fair enough. So half of it and half of it. Fair enough. Yeah, we don't get like a massive amount of information here. As you can see, not even when it comes to the major arcanas, it's not necessarily, and I don't even think that it's particularly related to the actual manga that is depicted on the card, which is a bit of a pity. These are not actual manga, so it's not like you will find mangas that you know in these cards. It's just a style, but it's okay. It's okay. It's not a deal breaker. And besides, you know, there is one. There's the what's his name? I wasn't even born when you know, the creator of Astro Boy, I guess. Osama, something. I know that Robin from Robin's Reflection has done an unboxing, and that's a Los Carabeo deck. And that covers all of the mangas and anime from this specific author, but I didn't watch those ones. Those ones don't ring any bells. So it would, you know, that's a risk. That's a risk, which obviously when you're doing something based on a specific cultural reference, there's going to be people who know that reference and people who don't. So it's always the same. Okay, so let me just, woof, wow, look at this holographic kind of gilding, really cool, very, very nice. And these are the bags, very cool as well. So let's just have a look, because we've got 90 cards, so let's get a move on. Oh, very nice papery feel to the cardstock. This is the one that I really like. It reminds me a little bit of a deck that I also bought on Tevada, and it's called I Am Not a Doll Tarot. Actually, I bought it at the Tokyo Tarot Museum, but they do have it available on Tevada. Similar cardstock. So the full, as you can see, it's got these scenes, squares, I don't know how you call them. Adventure. Oh, there's also a keyword. Okay, well, I mean, sometimes I don't like it. It depends if they resonate or not. I love it though. I love the doggo. Oh my goodness, look how sweet. And the magician with integration of resources, I'm guessing. Oh wow, Wow, look at the High Priestess. That's so beautiful. That is good. This is gorgeous. I don't know if you can actually tell. So through the lens, obviously the lens is just the monitor on my camera, so it's tiny for me. And even though I'm wearing glasses, I'm like kind of struggling to see. But if you watch it on a bigger screen, I hope that you'll be able to see the differences in the images within the squares here. So there's a close up of the eye, and I'm loving that, really, really loving that. Holding a book as the custodian of all memories. Wow, this is very evocative, very cosmic kind of feelings. Wow. Okay, so the Empress, the Empress is preggers, plentiful. And obviously we got a lot of resources here from food. Well, it's mostly related to food, and she's buying stuff. I like it. It's yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, but I like it. Oh, I love this Emperor though. Lordship, really gorgeous, roaring clearly, really, really gorgeous. I can actually feel the power of the Emperor. And you know what? Because while studying, so we've done a Read Like a Pro study with my members, in which we talked about the clusters and constellations recognized in numerology applied to the majors. Sorry, it's a long way it's a long thing to say. But basically we're looking at numbers and majors, and we're making some associations with that. And the Emperor obviously has the role of bringing back order after the chaos, because it's number 4. So obviously it's a square. So square is one of the most stable geometrical forms, and that indicates order. But at the same time, it's okay, hear me out, but whenever we say someone is a bit squared, it means that they're a bit boxed in and maybe not exactly flexible. And that goes without saying, it applies to the Emperor as well. So I really like that, because the lions, let me tell you, that I have friends who have been working at various zoos throughout Thailand mostly, and working with lions. They say lions are just big cats. Tigers, you have to be careful at all times. You have to watch behind your back. You have to be extremely careful. But lions, they're just big cats. And so, you know, I like this because it feels a little bit like that as well. And lions are normally depicted in the strength card, but I like it that they show the Emperor like that. And the Hierophant with the lotus flower and the meditation. I like it. I really like it. It feels like it's there's okay, so there's worshipping, because I don't know if you can tell the faces of the two monks here. They are looking up at, I believe, a master or a guru. It depends. It looks more like Buddhism rather than Hinduism. So mostly like a master Zen rather than a guru, but it could be a guru. And I really like it because the expression on this person's face is of detachment, which, you know, I really like that idea of the Hierophant. The Hierophant that achieves nirvana. I'm liking it. Oh no, this is so cute. Look, they're so cute. So they're studying, not even looking at each other, and Cupid comes. And now they're looking at each other, blushing. That's so cute. I mean, not what I would read, not the way I would read the Lover's card. It's all about choice. But I like it. I like it depicted this way. And the Chariot is a motorbike. Is it soaring? Okay, so this is a key. Also, no, okay, fair enough. So it's someone that is basically igniting the key to their motorbike and giving it gas and just going. Okay, I like it because it shows from the moment in which it's still static to the moment in which it gains speed. And that is, I always like chariot cards that show me motion. Not many of them do, so... Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so beautiful. So this is a creature that reminds me a little bit of Beauty and the Beast, if that makes sense. Because it could be a lion, but it's got horns, so it's more like a fantastical creature. And what I love is the fact that it can be tamed because it's being groomed in a good way. So the character here is just brushing the creature's mane, and look at the face here. I'm really loving this card. It feels really, really soft and tender, and I like it. Which is the opposite, you know. Soft and tender doesn't tell you about strength, but at the same time it does. Being the opposite, it tells you it's a choice to be soft and tender rather than to be imposing and aggressive. The Hermit, wow, beautiful, really beautiful. The Wheel of Fortune, of course, it's a game. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Destiny. Yeah, I like it, Destiny. And the Justice card with fairness. My goodness, the height of the Judge here. You know what? I don't know whether it's just me, my mind going there, but it feels like it might be a divorce, you know, and justice is done because the gavel comes down. The Hanged One. So the Hanged One is a prisoner. This is interesting because it clearly shows you a prison. This is a prison, and this is a jail, a cell. So someone obviously wearing orange and sitting down, but I don't know if you can tell, but the expression on this character's face is of serenity, peace. Maybe it's a cheese. Letting go. Ooh, I like that. The Hanged One letting go. I think it feels almost as if you were a step ahead from the actual Hanged One, because the Hanged One is more like acknowledging your different perspective on things. Letting go is a step further. It's one step further, but I like that. Letting go. Wow, beautiful. Okay. Okay, so this is the Death card. So it shows like a setting sun, and there's a hospital, and you're a spectator from the outside, and you look in and you see this character is obviously transitioned, and so there's pain here, but there is sadness. Clearly it's a grandpa, I'm imagining, because you know it could be the son, and it's very sad, but I kind of feel how it would point to a moment in which we're transitioning to something else. I like it. So the Temperance card with a chemist. This is beautiful. It's a chemist, see, but she's making perfumes. So, and it's called improvement? What? The Temperance card. Improvement. I guess. Again, this is more like a step further to me rather than the actual Temperance, but I like it. You guys see where this is going? Because I love a deck that challenges me. I mean, let's face it, I almost have like 700 decks by now. So obviously, whenever there's a deck that is still to be read as an RWS, but it presents me with the meaning of the cards in a challenging way, something that makes me think, something that challenges my mind, something that stays with me, that is nothing short of a miracle for me. I want to be challenged. It will stay, and sometimes I would just say it's challenging, but I disagree, and it's absolutely fine. I would still appreciate the fact that the author tried to challenge the reader, and this is brilliant because improvement for the Temperance card, it's really pointing to one next step. So you take your time to fine-tune things, and thanks to that, for the Temperance card, you get to an improvement of things. And seeing this working, a chemist working, maybe it needs one more drop of this and one more drop of that, and then you reach the completion, and that is a better formula than the one you started with. Wow. Okay, blowing my mind. Ooh, the devil. Okay. Oof. Oof. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's so difficult to talk about this card. I understand what's going on. Do you understand what's going on here? So obviously there's a couple that is engaged in a sexual relationship with all of these really scary devils, may I say, really creepy devils. But what I can see is that, you know, there's a photo of a family here, and someone has just put the photo down, and it feels like it's someone that is cheating. So it's a very direct way to look at the devil, and a very specific way to look at the devil. I would probably prefer a devil that is easier to read in different situations, not just something related to, being unfaithful. But I get it. It's very powerful. Those devils that, yeah. And it makes me laugh because I really love horror movies. I love horror stories. So why am I so affected by those devils? The Tower. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Sorry, it's just having worked so many years in the stock market. Yeah. Oh, I can totally tell. This is a tower moment, a downfall. So obviously, this is a chart of a stock. And obviously when it's going like that, it's not good news. Unless you're short in the stock, then it is good news. But, chances are you're not short in a stock if it's a tower moment when it's going down. So let me tell you, 10 years of experience working in the stock market as one of the very few women. There's not a lot of women, I can tell you that. It is a very macho kind of culture, at least here in Australia. I don't know, maybe overseas is different, but pretty much here it's. And as a woman, I've always been looked at as in, oh, you're making any money? As in, maybe you're not just blonde. Maybe you have a brain. And I'm always like, staying calm, because otherwise you really fuel up the image of, she's a woman, she's going to be hysterical. When there's going to be the first crash, she's going to lose it, and then it's everyone loses it when there's a crash. There's no two ways around that. In any case, so I would totally see that as a tower moment. And the star card with the onsen. So the onsen is a natural thermal spa bath with natural volcanic water, because Japan is full of volcanoes. So obviously you have all of these geothermal places where you can literally plunge in the water, being very careful not to get scalded, obviously, because the water is extremely hot. It is incredibly relaxing, especially for the muscles, especially in Japan when you end up walking 25,000 steps a day, and that's not an exaggeration. I actually did even more than that. So it's really good for the muscles. So I'm liking renewal. I like that. Renewal for the star card. It's not my first keyword. I would think about hope. But I like the idea of renewal, because you're shedding your skin. As a matter of fact, before you go into an onsen, you need to scrub yourself clean, because other people will be in the same onsen as you. So you need to be completely clean. But at the same time, the water is really cleansing you. The hot water is cleansing you. So I'm loving that, and I love onsen. I was going every possible chance I get when I was there for in June, July. So the moon with anxiety. The moon with anxiety. This one reminds me so much of 1Q84 by Murakami. There's a scene. There's the can I call it a scene in a book? There's a scene in the book in which our mama looks outside of the window. She lives in a condo, and she looks outside the window towards the moon, basically towards the night sky. And Tango is doing exactly the same thing. But I'm not going to spoil it for you, because if you haven't read it, there is one element that is key to that description that makes it even more poignant. Really, really beautiful. I don't know, maybe the anxiety is due to the fact that this character is looking at the phone at night, and that would definitely provoke anxiety. Don't do that if you can. I'm not entirely sure that I would recognize the moon as anxiety. For me, the moon needs to be, it could be on the darker side, fair enough. But it's more like introspection rather than anxiety. This is very superficial, and I believe that it's more apt to describe the Nine of Swords rather than the moon card. But I like the scene though, really like. And by the way, can I say I love the colors of this deck? The sun, yeah, absolutely. Well, I didn't expect anything different. And Awakening with the Judgment card. And it looks like someone has received a message. So it's got an inbox with one new mail. And then he clicks on the mail. He's very surprised. You can see the exclamation point that in manga signifies surprise. And then they're obviously really happy. So absolutely. For me, judgment can also mean that the receiving of news. And it's generally neutral though. But there is an awakening there. So I like it. And the World card with completeness. Really beautiful with it's not necessarily Ikebana, but it could look like it. So it's basically the composing a posy out of all of these flowers. Really nice. And then okay, so maybe we're looking now at the new cards. Because there's 90. No, this is the King of Wands. Sorry, my bad. So this is the King of Wands. So I don't know where the additional 12 cards will be, probably at the end. So the King of Wands is a CEO. Yeah, spot on. 100%. I would say more than the CEO. The CEO, sorry, I will actually retrace my step and say that the CEO for me is more like the archetype of the King of Pentacles, because the King of Wands for me is the entrepreneur. So you can become a CEO of your own company. You know what I mean? So you're still the owner, but I want it to show me the energy of your own initiative rather than becoming a CEO because you're working for a bigger company. So I can see that though, it's fine. I can see that, and it looks perfect. Charisma with the Queen of Wands, and it's also let's say not a super duper young character, so I like that as well, because for me queens and kings should show age. So charisma, look at that, there's the performance here. Sorry, I didn't even notice that, she is also showing a little bit of that archetype of the performer, because there's a limo, don't know if you can see it here, but this is a limo, and these are all the paparazzi taking photos, so obviously she's a celebrity or something. I like it. And then the Knight of Wands, which is determined, it's a boxer. Yes, it's a boxer, so I can really feel the movement here. I like it. The archetype of the Knight of Wands for me is more like an adventurer, but I can see that in a sport, so I get it. Okay. And the messenger for the Page of Wands, absolutely love it. It's really cute, actually. It is. Pages are messengers anyway. I like it. Okay, and then, so we go backwards, basically. 10 of Wands, oof. Okay, if you've ever traveled in Asia, you will recognize this image. I have like 100 photos of people in their bikes or their motorbikes with an impossible amount of parcels in the back seat. Like you look at them and you think, how do they defy gravity like that and physics? Because it's impossible. If I carry one package, it will slip off. Trust me. And you see people with like 100 packages. It's just crazy. but it's a heavy burden, so I totally get it. Oh, I like it though. I can really feel the sense of it's too much. Love it. And the fatigue with the 9 of Wands. So, well, yeah, I do recognize this. It looks like it's someone in the airport whose flight has been delayed, and she's just waiting and waiting. It happened to me last November because Qantas decided to cancel my flight without providing me with a new one. Wonderful. But honestly, if you're Australian, you probably share my same frustration. Qantas just did that. It's been downhill for years. Against the law, they basically didn't even provide us with, the whole plane was stranded. They didn't even provide us with accommodation. It was we had to spend the night at the airport, parked like this, parked on the floor, on the couches, etc. Could not care less. They were mocking us, they were making fun of us. There were people with really serious issues. They couldn't care less. That's Qantas. That's the status of Qantas right now in Australia. This is last November, so not years ago, last November. And because it was illegal for them not to provide us with accommodation because they canceled our flight, they said that it was because of the weather. Whereas, we kept on seeing flights landing, flights taking off, flight landing at the destination. There was absolutely no disruption whatsoever, only our flight. So, it was a very microclimate. Such micro climate that it was only affecting one plane, our plane. And so they didn't, by law, if it was affected by the weather, they didn't have to provide us with anything. And that's what they've done. So thank you, Qantas. So the 8 of Wands with a car. This video is going to be, I'm so sorry. I know it's going to be really long. It's just that this deck it's making me feel something. And I haven't had this since the Unveiled Tarot. It's been a while. So I'm really, really happy about this. So the 8 of Wands, yeah, fantastic, super car, a super fast car. Defense, so this one reminds me of Captain Tsubasa, who's a Holly and Benji, if you're Italian, Holly and Benji, playing soccer. Defense, of course, the 7 of Wands, yes, defense, I love it. You're a goalie, yeah, goalkeeper. And the 6 of Wands with victory, yeah, absolutely. Don't be too cocky though, because you know what happens if you are. And then the 5 of Wands with conflict, I totally see it, because people in a meeting, in a company's meeting, just fighting one against the other, accusing, blaming, pointing fingers, absolutely perfect. And the usual wedding, yeah, I get it. Joy for the 4 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands with exploration with the shuttle, space shuttle. You know what? I like it, because this looks like it could be the engineer that prepared everything and looks upon his creation taking off. Like it. I like it. The preparation with the 2 of Wands. Okay, so these 2 are probably to be read one after another. I would love to read them as sequential. So in the 2 of Wands, you have the preparation. These are the blueprints for the space shuttle, and the character is still young. And then finally, they see their dream come true, but they are matured. And they look older, but they are satisfied. I really like this. And opportunity with graduation with the Ace of Wands, yes. So gentle with the King of Cups, and these are what's the name of it? Okay, Scouts. Sorry, I was like cowboy. No, Scouts. These are Scouts. They're camping around the fire, and of course the Chief Scout. I wasn't a Scout, sorry, I don't even know. Grand Scout, how do you call it? The Chief? Telling a story at night, yeah, I like it. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, that's very sweet. That's a nurturing. So it's the Queen of Cups, who's it looks like she's healing an elephant's I don't know, problem with the skin or their toys or something like that. I don't understand whether this is alcohol. This might be alcohol. I'm not entirely sure. But and then they hug. So nurturing is perfect for the scene, although I do associate nurturing with the Queen of Pentacles rather than the Queen of Cups. To me, the Queen of Cups is more mystic, but that's okay. Ooh. So this is the Knight of Cups with fascination. Obviously, fascination and seduction. I totally get it. And I like this too. Wow, and he's like toasting. Really nice. And imagination with the Page of Cups. I'm loving it. So again, this one feels more like the Page of Pentacles to me. You know, the artist starts with something. It looks like is in a aquarium because I can see the fish here, the school of fish here. And just starting on this painting, obviously, but imagination is perfect for the Page of Cups, to the point that sometimes you have to bring them down because they tend to float otherwise. Happiness with oh my goodness, they're just at the zoo. I imagine it's a family at the zoo looking at a baby hippo. It's a baby hippo, of course. Happiness. I mean, I would be happy if I were looking at the baby hippo, wouldn't you? That's the cutest thing on the planet. I've actually seen one. Years ago, there was one at Taronga Zoo that was just born. It made the news because it's rather rare for them to be born in captivity. Contentment with the Nine of Cups. And so we've got someone who's, I don't really understand this. They received a gift, and it's a bag that they want, and I get it, it's all Nine of Cups, but then it looks like they're looking at the other bags. You know what? If I'm not wrong, if I'm not misinterpreting this, I like it, because the Nine of Cups for me, it's not complete at all. Yeah, you got what you wanted, but you also need to be careful what you wish for, because the satisfaction is ephemeral. So I don't know whether I'm doing mental gymnastics trying to, you know, make it fit spinning my narrative, but I think it's like that. And if it is like that, it's perfect. And then the Pacha with the Eight of Cups, absolutely loving this. He's leaving the keys behind. This is really a breakup. He's leaving the keys behind because he doesn't need them anymore. It's really sad, but necessary. Love it. Indecision with the Seven of Cups with the Netflix. You know, when you're staring at all of the algorithm thinks you're gonna love this, and you're looking at that stuff and you're like, I don't think I like it. 100% perfect. Nostalgia, of course, with the look at them, they grew up together. That's so sweet. And sorrow. Oh yeah, of course, with the Five of Cups. So this person is obviously going through something, and they're smoking. There's 5 missed calls, and there's a lot of, you know what, this one feels more like sorrow. It could be sorrow, but it feels like depression, because there's this inability to feel that someone is reaching out to you, the 5 missed calls, and the will to self-destruction. You know, the too much drinking, too much smoking. There's you know, making a mess, not being able to get out of bed and take a shower. So I'm liking it. I think it's a bit too strong for the Five of Cups, because personally I look at the Five of Cups and I think you spilled some milk and you're crying about it without realizing that you still have some left. But I respect this depiction of the card and the apathy. Guys, how do you feel about just doing this video for this deck? Because I don't think I'm gonna have time to look at the other ones. It's just that this deck is calling me. It's making me feel all the feels, and I owe it to it to just react together with you, because this is literally an unboxing. So the 4 with apathy, perfect. Oh, look at that. So she's receiving flowers, she's receiving jewelry, she's receiving other gifts, she's receiving a teddy bear, but she's still not happy. Love it, because it feels like the 4 of Cups, And a party with the 3 of Cups. Yeah, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And relationship with the 2. That's very nice. Although, can I just say, he doesn't look... this brings up a bit of issues with consent to me, because it looks like he's not entirely happy about having been kissed. I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but it's just the expression on the face. I could be wrong. And the Ace of Cups with bliss. Well, I don't know if it's traveling with, spending $10,000 to travel business class or first class is bliss. I used to when I was working, because sometimes we had to travel like long distances, and and then we had a meeting and then travel back. So I did travel business a few times, but it's not really blissful. But I guess, if you travel for leisure, if you travel business for leisure, then okay. So the Suit of Swords. Let's brace ourselves, because this is the make it or break it for me. King of Sword, Commander. No. Nah. The King of Swords is not a commander. The King of Swords is the scientist, is the geek, is the scientist, is the expert, is the one that... you know what? Not commander, strategist. Strategist, I'm on board with 100%. Commander presumes that you set aside your brain, because and you just command everyone. You give out orders. I never had a positive figure of a commander in mind, so I'd rather think of it as a strategist, but perhaps, I don't know. And the so the Queen of Swords is called the strategist. I love it. I'm not crazy about the fact that she looks a bit mean. Maybe it's just an expression of authority. I love it though, because the strategist for the Queen of Swords is perfect. And determination with the Knight of Swords. Oh, it's a photographer for the press. Love it. Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect, because this is a war journalist. You can tell this obviously this is the war, and that there's an attack, but he's still there and he's still taking photos because he has a duty to report what he's seen. I love it. Perfect. And enthusiastic with the Page. Well, he's learning. So on the one hand, I get it, because he's learning, so he's probably asking questions, he's probably paying attention to everything. But the learner by default should be the Page of Pentacles. But let's see, I still can see it. And endings with the 10 being fired at that age. Oof. Okay, yeah, perfect. Oof, really spot on, 100%. Beautiful. And the 9, overthinking at 3:39. See, I always say 3 a.m. This one, it says 3:39 a.m., which is actually more like it. Yeah, perfect. The anxiety and the pain. Oh my God, is that... Sorry. Are these sleeping pills? Should I show you my bedside table? I don't take sleeping pills, they don't sell them here. But I do take a lot of magnesium to relax my muscles, because otherwise I don't sleep. But my bedside table looks like this, even though they're not actual drugs, they're like supplements, I guess. Wow. Oh, wow, so powerful. And helplessness with the 8 of Swords. Oh yeah, absolutely. You're worthless. Look at that. Wow. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's very charged. I can actually tell how strong the intent was in the preparation of this deck by looking at the cards. They don't shy away from being incredibly powerful, but also kind of triggering, could be. This card could be triggering for many of us. It certainly is for me. It doesn't shy away from that, doesn't pull any punches. I like it. And the 7 of Swords is theft. Yeah, okay, we know. You guys know me, I don't really like that, but I'm the only one on the planet, apparently. So be it. But yeah, that's okay. And relocation with the 6 of Swords, 100%. I get it. Yeah. And then selfish with the 5 of Swords. So she's getting up until the last slice of whatever this is. And she's, sorry, it just makes me laugh because this character, she's really happy about having done that and having, taking everything that there is to eat. And the other guy looking and say, what? I like it. The 4, recovery, because... So he used to be a boxer, but he broke his arm or whatever, and now he has to recover. It's a forced recovery, and I love it. Oh, it's such a great deck. Such a great deck. And fractured. Oh, okay. There's an anniversary, so obviously, yeah, that's the heartbreak of the breakup. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like that. The 3 of Swords for me, but. It's the overthinking and the suit of the mind that can lead to heartbreak as well. Obviously, a separation can lead to overthinking and heartbreak as well. I can see that. And then hesitation with the 2. Perfect. But let me just... I don't really... okay. So she's been... She needs to decide where to go. Either to one place or another. And these are touters. Is that the right word? Touters, right? So come to my place. No, come to my place. Is that touter? And she's looking at who's performing, and she doesn't know, and she's really struggling. So to me, this is more like the 2 of Pentacles, because the hesitation, there is absolutely hesitation in the 2 of Swords, too much hesitation at that. But it's not about 2 kind of good things. It's generally because really nothing is good, and you don't know where to go because you're gonna suffer either way. So not entirely in tune with this 2 of Swords. And the Sharp with the Ace of which is a knife, obviously, with the Ace of Sword. Okay, I can get it. So now let's have a look at the Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is wealth. Yeah, okay, I get it. With the bonsai, super expensive. We've been to a bonsai park in Kanazawa, I think. $700 was the base price. And then you have to maintain them, which is extremely difficult. And the koi cups, which are very expensive as well. So wealth, get it. And mothering, yeah. Nurturing, mothering. So it's similar. I like it though, because she's cooking something for her baby. I love it. It's really, really sweet. And the self-confidence with the Knight. So to me, no, that's not self-confidence. The Knight of Pentacles is discipline, because it's the soldier, getting stuff done, not necessarily thinking it through, just getting it done, powering through. So not necessarily self-confidence, but I can kind of see it. Learning with the Page. Learning, yeah, Page of Pentacles, absolutely. With the crypto and the playbook, yeah, and the trading things and everything. Do your own research, please, because I know a lot of people who've been banned in investing in crypto. Luna. So the Ten of Pentacles with legacy. Legacy, I like legacy. I like legacy for the Ten of Pentacles. It is legacy because you can see the Emperor. So the person, the elderly, sitting in the traditional way of depicted Ten of Pentacles in the RWS is an elderly person sitting down and just looking at what they've done throughout the generations and what they achieved. And so they passing on their legacy. Like it. Yeah, perfect. Oh, and there's a kid. No, this is a Shiba Inu. Oh, a Shiba dog. They're so sweet. They're the ones that they always look like they're smiling. Prosperous with the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. This is is that a wake? Because this is an altar for a person who is no longer with us, clearly. And that it feels like it was the husband of this lady. So maybe there is the sense of having inherited. Maybe it's the inheritance that make her prosperous, maybe. Craftsmanship, gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. I really love Ganesh and this representation. And investment with the 7, yeah, that really does explain the difference between the 7 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles, which is, with my students, there's 2 cards that it's really difficult to understand the difference between justice and judgment, and the difference between the 7 and the 8 of Pentacles. So on the 7 of Pentacles, we always say you can still go back when you're reassessing what you're doing. You still have time and enough resources to go back and start again in a different direction. By the 8 of Pentacles, you're stuck, you have to go on. That's, but investment I can see because you're not seeing any results yet, but it's the nature of the investment. You're pouring everything you've got into it because you believe in it, and you're just really trusting and hoping, fingers crossed, that it will come to fruit. So yeah, sharing, beautiful, with the sharing the meals, yeah, the 6. And so hardship with the 5 of Pentacles, really beautiful. I love this. So there is still that sense of the colored windows, and the light that comes from within the windows, but you're shut outside, and so you'd see, and it's even more painful because you see the light, you feel the warmth coming out of the building, but you're shut out, so you cannot participate. So I love that they actually show this, but these are the footprints, so they had to move away from the color, from the warmth, etc. Perfect, really lovely. I really love this. I really love this deck. Can you tell? So protection with the 4 of Pentacles, absolutely. You're just keeping everything to your chest, particularly related to finances. So that's really, really a good way to depict this card. This is a safety box, I'm assuming. And you're locking everything in, and you're losing your opportunity to make it grow. Collaboration with the 3 of Pentacles in building side, so perfect, loving it. And everyone looks like we know what we're doing and we know how we can contribute to that. It's a collaboration. So balancing. Oh, okay. So this guy's clearly working and selling something. Someone pays them, and the wife knocking on the shoulder and saying, yeah, we got a baby here, so give me the money just maybe because you have to buy stuff for the baby. I like it. It's a balancing act. It's I like it though. I would normally look at the 2 of Pentacles and see it a little bit more whimsical, but because it's referring to the suit of finances and career finances, economics, etc., I can see it. I'm on board. And new wealth, winning the lottery. Isn't that everyone's dream? Every once in a while, do you dream about winning the lottery? And, you're like, in my case, I would say, I don't win $50 million, only 2, something like that. Only 2. And then I think, okay, what can I do? And yeah, it's fun. Okay, so I'm thinking these are the 12 additional cards, and let's just have a look. So we've got Be Bold here with someone that, so you know what? I don't think it's a matter of being bold here. It's about wanting to look the way you're supposed to look rather than the way that makes you feel comfortable. So I'm not entirely 100% agreeing with this card. If you feel comfortable with wearing glasses and with a ponytail and no makeup, the fact that you're ditching your glasses, wearing makeup and curling your hair doesn't necessarily mean that you're being bold. It can, but being bold sometimes is actually feeling comfortable and having the courage to show others that even looking like this, with glasses and no makeup, you actually feel comfortable. That's boldness as well. Samurai will be decisive. This is from Lupin the Third. So there was a samurai in that manga, which I loved, and I like it. Be decisive. So that's something that Gaemon, I think his name was doing all the time, because he was always sharpening his katana, and when there was a leaf, just gently, touching the katana and sliding by, it would break in two because it was that sharp. So it was an anime, obviously, or anime and manga as well. And then you can, exclamation point. So obviously, it's I imagine it's the last second of the game, the basketball game. A huge fan on NBA, by the way, huge fan of the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, my man. And this is the last second, and obviously they need to decide whether they're just gonna go, even though they're far away from the basket, and they win because it goes in. Awesome. Well done. Stay positive. But okay. I mean, it's a nice scene. It's a beautiful scene. There's a bird. I don't know. I'm taking my time. I'm just trying to understand and decipher what this is. I don't necessarily understand. So it might be the wing of this bird, but there's something liquid, almost as if it were a drop of something, and then someone is just drinking a coffee. I believe that this character is looking at the sunset, and there's just birds around that, but I'm not entirely sure. That I think I'm missing something out. Please let me know if you have this deck, if you know what this means. And rise again. Okay, when you fall down, you just rise again and you keep on walking. Love it. And keep trying, I believe in these stories. I really strongly believe that when you put your mind and your body to it, you can actually achieve whatever you want. But I also believe that exercise is really helpful to condition your mind to believe in a positive environment, in positive vibes, and in positive mindset. I exercise every day now. It literally makes me feel better. I know my limits. When I'm tired, I stop. I don't injure myself, even though I did in the past, so I learned how not to. But I do believe that it really makes me happier. It does. Maybe it's the endorphins, because I've been studying neurotransmitters for so long that now it's become part of the way in which I think and I refer to things. So it's definitely endorphins and, controlling your levels of cortisol. It needs to stay down, or recuperating serotonin. It may be related to that, but I also believe that there's a lot about accomplishment. So love it. Be confident in taking a decision. You're at a crossroad. Be confident. Stick to what you believe in. If you want to go right or left, just stick to what you believe in, even though maybe no one is cheering for you. There's no one else around here, and it might be a difficult decision, but you need to go ahead. Find your tribe. Oh, that's beautiful. So it looks like someone is really lonely, and they probably even received some bad news on the phone. It looks like something like that. But they open a door, and she finds her parents, and her parents are her tribe. Her family are there for her, loving this. Synergy, okay. It looks like they're working together on a project. So this reminds me of Einstein. It looks like Einstein. I might be wrong. but also the way they're wearing their clothes and everything, the hair and the mustache. So maybe that's what it is. I could be wrong. Marzia, if you're watching this video, is that the wife of Einstein? That was... Okay, if you know, you know. Because I'm thinking it might be Einstein and his wife. I could be wrong, but Einstein's wife was just as a genius as Einstein was. So they're working together. They may actually be working together, but I believe there is some evidence that she was not credited on Einstein's work, or the parts of Einstein's work where she actually contributed. I could be wrong though, but I think so. And meditation, absolutely, with the lotus flower, the incense, and sitting in front of the statue of Buddha. Calm over motion. Is it called Go? I think it's called Go, this game, which is supposed to be incredibly difficult actually. And so calm over motion, I get it, because you need a really, like a peace of mind. You need to clear up everything you're thinking in order to focus on the game. There are a lot of games like that, chess for example, but also physical games in which you really need calmness in your mind in order to be able to play at your best. And last but not least, so this is the end of greed. Ooh, look at what's happening on this card. So basically it's this guy who's accumulating money and gold and what have you, and you know, and it looks like he's running with all of these bags full of cash. But nope, stop. There is the devil obviously stopping and saying, no, where do you think you're going? You have to, because all of these characters are naked obviously, so it's like saying, you're not taking your money to hell, buddy, you have to leave everything here. So really end of greed. I like it. It's just, you can be greedy all your life, but just for you to know, you don't take it with you when you pass on. Lovely. Okay, so this video turned out to be completely different from what I thought it would be at the beginning, and I realized that it was supposed to be a haul. There's other decks here, but I've been talking for over an hour now, so I'm gonna stop here. This deck made me really feel things. I love it when decks do that, especially tarot decks. I'm very grateful to the whim that I had, thinking, oh, I might like it, I'll buy it. So if you like it, it's on Tevada, and I hope it's still available, by the way. I think it is though. It's relatively new, so it might be still on stock. Even though I would have to say I kind of disagree on a couple of cards, especially I feel like there's been a bit of a swap between a couple of archetypes in the core cards from the swords, the Suit of Swords and the Suit of Pentacles. But I can work with it. I can totally work with this deck. There are so many cards that I love so much that really made me also emotional. I don't know whether you've seen that. And I'll be forever grateful for that, because when a deck does that, it's worth every penny. Worth every penny. And it doesn't happen that often. As I said, the last time that I had this kind of reaction was when I was unboxing the Unveiled Tarot. Wow, amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments below. Have a good day. Bye.